Apex is more than just distribution, and it's more than selling high-quality American beef around the world. It's even bigger than high safety standards and reliable global shipping. Apex is about bringing people together around a table to share a meal and create memories together. But most importantly, Apex is about feeding the world. To fulfill our mission, we start our journey deep in America's breadbasket. It's here where the grass is greenest and the cattle roam free. It's here where the American rancher thrives. And in fact, it's here where people care about the health, quality, and well-being of the animals they raise, just like they care about a hard day's work and sharing a good meal around the table at the end of the day. It's this ethos that spreads throughout the whole process, from breeding, harvesting, packaging, and distribution. It starts with our amazing partnership with Greater Omaha here in Nebraska, and their over 100-year commitment to make the best tasting beef on the market. We are going to take you on a journey behind the scenes to see how our partnership helps bring us the best American beef from ranch to table, humanely and with the highest ethical standards possible.
My name is Henry Davis. I'm the CEO of Greater Omaha Packing Company. We're here at one of our plants where we process 2,400 head of steers a day and produce beef that we sell to chain stores, distributors, steak cutters, and export to over 70 countries. We produce about 22 to 25,000 boxes of beef a day. Well, Greater Omaha was started by my grandfather in 1920. And at that time, he worked here in South Omaha. He was an immigrant to this country, and he learned beef from working in some small little locker plants and became more and more familiar with it, and then started his own company, buying a side of beef, cutting it into the primals and subprimal cuts, and eventually he went to the stockyards, which is actually where we are standing today.
My name is Mike Drury. I'm president of Greater Omaha Packing, and we're right in the old stockyards of Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha Packing is a 100-year-old company, third generation, privately run company. So we focus on very high quality beef and very consistent beef that's raised in this very close proximity of Omaha, Nebraska. And when we talk about quality, we want to just jump to product quality because that's the thing we think about. But there's quality in a lot of different elements. It's quality in not only the meat, which comes from the genetics and the feed raising, but the big thing that we're also known for is our trim specifications. We're better than, and we get that comment a lot from all of our additional, our competitors, customers compare us to each other and they say, Greater Omaha might be a little bit more expensive, but what I get in the box is worth more to me, because it's ready to go and I can use that as a chef or a retailer. So product quality is key, and then responsiveness and communication. It was being able to deliver on what we had promised. Apex is a unique situation as it's addressing a unique market for us, which is China. When we go to markets that we're not familiar with, what do I have as a company like Greater Omaha if I go alone, is I have a lot more risk. And so I'm looking to, quite selfishly, mitigate some risk. And I do that by finding partners that are committed to that particular market, have expertise into that market. And I think thirdly, probably the most important thing is they're willing to invest in growing that market with our product. And that's what we've really found so far with Apex, which I'm excited about.
What Apex does best is really about connecting. We connect the West to the East, and we built a bridge to bring agricultural products to East Asia. And so we're bringing the best of the best in America to the middle of China.
Recently, we've started to work with Apex, and we have found Apex to be really a top-notch company when it comes to understanding high-quality red meat and where are the best places to sell it around the world. We don't have the resources to be in half of the countries around the world. So we have to depend on others like Apex to tell us where there's a great market and to help us satisfy that market.
So at Apex, we really want the best for our Chinese customer. You know, from the very beginning, our founder remembers the first time he ever had American beef. And it was a memory tied to his forever. He always goes back to it. And we think about that every day with our customer. We want to give them the best American beef, and that's why we chose Greater Omaha Packing. It's because they're so focused on quality. They're a single source plant. Everything happens under one roof. The other thing is that they're centrally located in the Midwest. They have a geographical advantage that other people don't. The access to corn-fed cattle is unparalleled. And then third, they're focused on quality. They use innovation and technology to get better every day. And so the product is fresh, it tastes better, and all you have to do is try it.
It is probably the best cattle raising region in the United States, and it's based on high quality cattle. It's the Angus and the Hereford breed, long-standing, good genetics, good quality. At the end of the day, when that animal is ready to be transported to us, distance matters. The closer those animals are to us to be transported on the trucks, the less stress there is. So animal husbandry actually starts with our business philosophy of wanting to buy local beef. We want an animal that is calm, well cared for, well watered, well fed prior to coming to see us. And then we have location. We're sitting where all the corn is being grown, and that's a key ingredient to producing great quality beef.
Now let's go see where it all begins.
I'm Sarah Cover, and we are on my family ranch in western Nebraska. Nebraska is the beef state, and I think we're so fortunate because we have everything. Like where we're sitting is the Sandhills. It's beautiful, rolling grass country where we can raise the calves, and then eastern Nebraska has all the corn where we can finish them, and it has the whole life cycle within one state.
The cow-calf feeder is, and the people that produce our beef for us is where it all begins. And so those aren't nameless or faceless individuals. These are small mom and pop feeders that maybe have 100 cows and then they have 50 calves that they're going to sell once a year. We know these people on a first name basis. It's the beginning step of what we do.
I'm Dustin Schaff with Greater Omaha. I'm a cattle buyer. So right now we're here in southwest Iowa at a cow-calf operation. So this is where the whole thing starts. It starts with raising that baby calf. These calves are going to be out here on their mamas until they wean here this fall. After this fall, they're going to get sold, go to feed yard, and be fed out for another 365 days.
My name's Jeff Jorgensen. I'm a farmer in southwest Iowa. Raising cows essentially, it's a full year deal. It takes 365 days a year. We're either feeding them at home or then they're out on pasture, and we check our cows a lot. A couple, 3 times a week for sure, almost daily sometimes, just making sure everything's going the way we need it to.
It's guys that raise their own cattle, raise their own cows, put them in the feedlot and grow them themselves. I feel like we at Greater Omaha are sounding board for the smaller producer.
I'm Joe Van Newkirk, and we're in western Nebraska on Van Newkirk Hereford Ranch. Our family's been here since 1892. It started with my granddad. The first breed of cattle that he had were Longhorns, and started using Hereford bulls on them in the early 1900s, and my dad started the registered operation in 1942. We raised the Hereford because of their adaptability to our climate, and they seem to do much better on less feed. In fact, the Hereford breed was developed 1,000 years ago for food and not to pull a farm implement. So it was the beef of kings in England.
The first thing I look at for a farmer himself is someone that can actually take care of his animals. Now in cattle, we have a specific breed of cattle we like. So it's English, so that's the Angus, or Hereford. So we have a Hereford program too.
Our family has been raising Herefords for over 100 years, and Greater Omaha started their Hereford program about 20 years ago. So I would say our genetics have been flowing through the plant the last 20 years.
The health of our cows, our health of our herd, is held at the utmost. I have veterinarians that are always helping me and making sure that we're doing everything we can the right way. We monitor these cows, we see what they need, we know what they need. If those cows aren't in good health and they're not going to take care of me. Our most important job is to make sure our herd is top-notch and ready to go every day.
Marbling our cattle have improved over the last 30 years. We've been able to measure it, and it has doubled over the last 10 years. That's what we're after. We're going to continue to make higher percentage of prime cattle.
We're really selecting for what's going to match up in bulls with our cows to make the best product that we want to have. I mean, first we want to have a good cow that can really maintain herself and produce a good calf, but then we have to have a calf that once it gets on feed is going to really grow and have good growth rates, but yet have really good high quality meat. This is a product that we're really really proud of, and we put a lot of effort into it, and we want to make it the best we can. Everything we produce on our farm, we will stand behind, and we work on it every day to make it better all the time, every year.
We buy from over 1,000 different cattle feeders within a 200 or 250 mile radius of Omaha. Consequently, we get a very high percentage of choice. And they start out with a high quality, usually a black Angus animal that is more likely to grade prime.
This area is great for raising good cattle because we have corn. I mean, Iowa is the corn capital of the United States, and so what better place to raise cattle and have feedlots and finished fat cattle is here in Iowa.
My name's Eric Van Meter. We're in Guthrie Center, Iowa, and we're a custom feed yard. We've developed a very good relationship with Greater O over probably the last 3 to 5 years. They're one of the packers that want that higher end, higher marbling animal.
So when I'm visually looking at these animals, if they've got even cover over their top line and around their tail head and clear down into the cod fat or udder fat, that animal's finished. We like to harvest animals around 1,500 pounds, 14 to 1,500 on steers, 1,300 pound on heifers. So they're gonna grade higher percentage prime, higher percentage CAB to hit our premium markets.
That we'd been doing business with feed yards for decades, and these feed yards would feed their cattle longer and start out with a very high quality animal to begin with. They were always comfortable that we would be there to buy them, and we pay a higher price for this high quality animal because we end up with a higher quality.
Our diet will be a lot of corn, almost all corn based into the finish. So we'll have high moisture corn, dry rolled corn, the distillers, and corn silage. We try to be very consistent with the product we put in the bunk. We try to feed the cattle within 10 minutes at the same time every day. They're really creatures of habit, so we try to be very consistent for them. As a feedlot, we're very open with what we do, what we feed, what we charge. Our belief is they're your cattle, you need to know everything that's going on. Also, as a owner of the yard, we're very hands-on.
Let me introduce you to Mike Drury, the president of Greater Omaha Packing here in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm excited to be here and see everything produced under one plant.
And that's right. Everything we do here, from the procurement to the processing to the aging of the beef, portion cutting, all happens right here under our control, which gives you that assurance that the quality you're getting and expecting for your customers will get delivered from here.
The innovation at Greater Omaha is unparalleled. Typically, they're leading the beef industry on new innovations. You know, whether it's simple movement of air, you know, controlling the airflow so that you have less pathogens going through the air, so the quality of the product is better. The way that they treat the carcasses and protect at every single stage, it extends the shelf life. Most beef in the industry will last 60 days fresh. Greater Omaha does 90 days, if not 120 days, because of what the significant quality they do at each individual step.
If I was a customer for 20 years before I joined Greater Omaha Packing, I would take customers from all over the world that wanted to come and see where their beef was coming from. They said, we want to go visit the packing house. And that's a big okay. I've been to a lot of other ones across the United States. Coming to this one, you don't even know there's a packing house behind the doors.
My name is Ryan Abel. I'm the Vice President of Operations. I've been here about 9.5, almost 10 years. People in this day and age, they go to a grocery store and they buy the meat. They forget where it comes from. They forget the farmer that started the animal from being born, the feedlot that had to invest all the time, the energy, and resources to grow that animal to where it's ready to be harvested. And then once it finally gets here, all the work that goes into processing it, making sure that we're being humane handlers, we're focused on food safety and food quality, and all the machines and people that go into it.
And we have the very highest standard for animal welfare, for our employees' safety, for manufacturing processes, for food safety. We have a PhD in microbiology that oversees our processing. That's something we didn't have 30 years ago. The entire industry has become more and more science-based, and it's a big advantage for us.
When I first came in to join Greater Omaha about 4 years ago, and I asked Henry Davis, the owner of the company, you know, when we think about how we spend money and what we allocate budgets to, I said, how do we think about that? And he goes, well, rule number one, there is no budget on food safety. If we find any improvement that will help create a safer, healthier product, there's no budget for that. That's the approach we take each and every day.
My name is Dr. Kirby Child. We're at Greater Omaha Packing, where I serve as the Vice President of Quality Assurance and Technical Resources. We literally feed the world, starting with our homes, with our families, and we want to provide the safest, most wholesome product that we can to not only our families, but anybody who's is a customer of Greater Omaha Packing. So it's a combination of partnerships with all the departments at Greater Omaha Packing, as well as USDA, FSIS, our partners in the government, to make sure they double check what we say we're going to do. And what we say we're going to do is verify all the procedures that when we receive the animals and when we turn them in from muscle to meat, that is the most safe and wholesome process, and we just verify that on a step-by-step daily basis.
I am Director of Operations for the fabrication process and procedures for Greater Omaha. I've been to a lot of different facilities throughout my tenure in the protein industry. This facility is very unique. It does stand out. One, the automation that we have here, it's par none. There are a lot of older facilities that are ran down and poorly taken care of. This facility has been very well maintained.
We use cutting-edge technology on cleaning and sanitizing and verifying that literally you can eat off the table or the floor. We verify that each day in conjunction with preparing the meat correctly, using state-of-the-art equipment and third parties that ensure that everything is clean and sanitary.
Working with Greater Omaha the last 3 years, I have learned so much about their business. Their top priority is food safety, and they take that to the next level. If you go through the plant, it's unbelievable. And they are all about pleasing the customer and taking care of not only the customer on the end, but our suppliers and our producers on the front end. We're all about building that strong relationship and keeping it through the line.
The innovation that they do just around automation. I don't know if you've seen their warehouse, but it's fully automated. Every single box has a serial code. It looks like a magical library from the floor to the ceiling, and every case is spinning around looking like it has a place to go because the computer's telling it where its final destination is. Its freezer is just the same. It's a dark room, negative 20 degrees. You can't even walk in there. Only machines are allowed in.
Many of our customers are overseas, and so they have huge requirements on getting fresh product delivered to them like we were delivering it to the next state. And so some of that technology, Darfresh packaging in particular, has very extended shelf life. We'll do 60 to 75 days. I've had that product last 90 to 120 without issue. And it gives that insurance for our customers to make sure that they're getting that product as fresh as it was when it was produced.
We implemented the blast freezer, so our off-all product that was taking us 3 days to chill to bring down to temp, we are able to alleviate that chill time with our blast freezer. That allows us to chill it in 24 hours so we can ship it and make sure that they can keep it longer before it's going to go bad.
We're at an advantage to other packers because our sales office is 30 feet from our fabrication floor. So if there's an issue with a customer, if there's a different type of product that needs to be produced, a spec or a question, our sales team can come to the floor, we can come to them, and we can come together as a team.
My name is Wes Wonderchuk. I'm VP of Sales here at Greater Omaha Packing. We say we're a mid-sized packer. We have all the capabilities that those big guys have, just not the amount of volume flowing through here, so we're able to kind of focus on quality of the product, quality of the process, and really producing what we need to meet our customers' needs.
My name is Preston Dow, and my responsibility is our non-cattle procurement and transportation. Transportation is extremely important to the entire process of the supply chain. It's really the extension of delivering to our customers. We pride ourselves in having a real excellent on-time delivery percentage of 99% or above, and our customers enjoy that. That's one of the reasons why they buy from us.
If you look at the investments that have gone into this business in the last 6 years, automated warehouse, automated freezer, expanding the ground beef and value-added areas, expanding the fabrication to where we have more cutting tables so we can hit customer needs.
With us being able to take the carcasses from harvest onto the fab floor, into value-added, into our further processing, into our grinds room, all under one roof, it allows us to take it from our fabrication floor right back to the producer. We know exactly what farms they're coming off of.
The importance of partnering with a company like Apex helps us get a much broader international footprint. We feel getting them to know about our business, they can help tell our story to some of our customers and consumers.
Just seeing a lot of teamwork between us and the team at Apex, so it's made us feel pretty confident that we chose the right partner, and it's helping us to expand into another market that we didn't have a lot of presence in.
That partnership can really work good. It's going to be a benefit for me as a farmer, and I hope at the end of the day it's going to benefit the Chinese consumer, that they're going to get a quality, good product that we're going to produce here in Iowa.
Now let's see how Apex's logistics team works to get the product from here all the way across the globe to our customers in China. Apex is across the world, right? We're in the West and the East. You connect a bridge with two teams. Our team in the West is really centralized around Southern California, but we're in the field so that at any point we need to have a conversation, we're at your doorstep. On the other side of the world, we have a centralized office in Shanghai with small offices across mainland China, north, south, east, and west. Whether you're trying to go to Shanghai, up in the north around Beijing, south in Guangzhou, Shenzhen, or even as far west as Chengdu, we've got you. In fact, we have a new facility that's opening up in Guangzhou that we're so excited about. Our customers are vast. It's all across mainland China, but they're restaurants, they're grocery stores, they're processing facilities. They're even TikTok channels selling beef on a home shopping network like, Image. It's wild. We call them customers because we treat them like family. We treat them like one of us. We really want to do the best by them. They say the customer is always right, but our goal is to do right by the customer. And so when we see somebody who is our customer, we really want the best for them. Agricultural distribution has many, many challenges. We face those head on and we tackle them every day. It's temperature controlled product. It's very expensive, it's very heavy. It's complicated to move that kind of product. It's going from truck to rail to ocean, back to rail, back to truck, just to get to the final customer. I mean, we're taking something that is produced in the Midwest of the United States of America. We're picking it up, we're moving it across the world. It has a limited amount of time that you can consume it. We have to manage the product at every single step, at every single handoff. However, we do it every day. We specialize in it, we do it better every day. Whether it's on an individual piece, whether it's a box at a time, a pallet at a time. Take 55,000 pounds or 50,000 pound containers and break that into 1,000 transactions. That's what's happening at the other end, is we're breaking this apart and selling it to the right distribution channel to maximize the value of that product.
When you buy Greater Omaha beef, you are definitely going to get the best quality. Number 2, consistency. Because we have that supply that is top notch, you will get it and it will eat the same every single time. And number 3, it's the service. We support the product. I guarantee you if you have an issue, it will be supported and taken care of.
Our goal is that every day, whoever opens the box, it's the same product every time they open the box. I don't want them to have a question when they open a Greater Omaha box. I want them to open a box and say, yes, it's just like last time, it's exactly what I want, and it's going to be great for my customer.
There's not another packing house that can rack out the product we rack out in a consistent fashion. The cattle we buy and the cattle that our producers produce is premium product. So you're going to get the premium eating experience.
They are going to find very high quality beef. They're going to find beef that has excellent shelf life, that's been processed properly, and they're going to find consistency in trim and workmanship.
We're going to be level with you. We're going to be able to say what we can do and can't do, and I think that's critical in a buy-sell relationship. You're going to get our passion to delight your customer, and we're going to do everything we can do to make you happy so that when the end user uses the product, that they're delighted.
They're going to want to buy it again, they're going to tell their friends and family about how good it is, and they're going to be happy with what they have.
We're not a startup. We're a 100-year-old company, so we built layers upon layers upon layers in terms of our success. And now we continue to look at what else can we be doing. And so we get worried, we get paranoid if we sit still, and I kind of like a little paranoid in the building, so that's good.
We are all about relationships. We are all about the human connection. The fact is business doesn't happen without a one-to-one at some point. And we're very much about being in person, shaking a hand, having a meal, having a discussion to work through difficulties and successes together. We are excited when our customer gets a great product and there's a smile on their face because they're satisfied after a good meal. We want to say thank you to all our suppliers who really help us deliver the best quality American beef to our customers in China. From this farm to your table, We'll see you at dinner.